Hello, welcome back to the podcast. It's me, Sherman.
And Mia Maya.
All right, so we're just gonna jump right into it because it's been a crazy weekend for me. I don't know what Amaya's been doing. Let's just
I can
start with how
update you
was
on
your
that too.
weekend? How was your weekend?
I finally got to explore the city that I just moved to. So we went downtown. They had a big fair happening because it was some religious holiday. Don't quote me on that. So downtown had carnival rides, food vendors, and things to do. And so we went down there, went to the mall. I got some books. And got to eat at a new restaurant. So it was pretty exciting.
Nice. Okay, well, my weekend was very simple. I drove and I got off work Friday. Excuse me. Oh my God. I got off work Friday and I drove to my brother's house and we played some video games, like just kind of
Hmm.
relaxed scenario,
Yeah.
played some video games. And then I went to see my best friend and my goddaughter. And then from there, I just kind of came back home on Sunday morning so we could get this podcast recorded. So I was driving 2 hours and 30 minutes this
Oh
morning.
man, I did not mean to rush you, Lord.
Oh, please, no, you didn't rush me. I like, listen, I'm a man of my word. If I plan something, I'm going to be there and I'm going to do it.
But you
So,
can always reschedule on me. I'll be okay.
no, we will not. We will commit. We have some people that listen, so we would like to keep, them entertained as much as possible.
Yes.
So let's just start with what this month is. This month is Pride, so happy Pride.
Ooh, happy Pride.
So yeah, this month is Pride. It is June.
Yes, for the
Okay,
whole
I'm
month.
sorry. I'm so
I was
sorry.
gonna say we should tell them about what we did for our last Pride
Oh, our
when we
last
were
Pride
still in
together.
Greensboro. Yeah, we
Yeah.
downtown Greensboro had a big festival and they had drag queen performers and music. And I remember people had their fans and they
Oh.
were fanning away all the anti-protesters. And oh, that was so fun. We got food and drinks and you
Mhm.
dressed up and
Oh
everything.
my God,
So
I did dress up in drag, which I rarely do, but for some reason that year I was feeling very ballsy. I was just like,
hmm.
I believe in freedom of expression. I don't think clothes is
Yeah,
tied
me
to a
too.
gender. I think it's just whatever you dress like, whatever you feel comfortable in, then
Yeah, I
express
dressed like
yourself.
a 50-year-old woman. So,
Oh my
whatever
God,
makes you feel
that is a
comfortable.
lie. Amaya dresses like a nice emo schoolgirl.
I'm wearing pink. I wouldn't even say that's emo.
Okay, well maybe I'm reflecting myself. I'm wearing like some
Mhm.
dark colors. I usually like
There you
black.
go.
That's my thing.
Me
So,
too.
but yeah, we went downtown Pride. I think Justin was working his
Yeah.
job and we were just walking around looking at stuff. So it was really, really fun. Somebody took a
Yes.
photo of me like a professional photographer and then he
Hmm.
posted it. So that was fun. So we just wanted to just say happy Pride. If you know someone that's part of the LGBTQ plus IA community, uh, I say that backwards, but regardless, if you know anybody part of the community, give them a hug, show them
Hmm.
support, just support diversity and inclusion in all forms and
Yes.
fashion. So that's
Be a
why
safe
Pride.
place.
Yes, a
Hmm.
safe place. You don't have to be gay to
Yeah.
celebrate Pride or bi or whatever the alphabets are. You
Yeah.
don't have to fall into the spectrum. I
Okay,
actually,
I'm glad you said alphabets because I was gonna say that, but I didn't know if I could.
yeah, listen, you can say whatever you want. I'm not sensitive towards
Hmm.
pronouns or what people identify. I honestly prefer the word queer
Yeah.
because it's just all inclusive and encompassing where people
Hmm.
are trying to divide. And I think that's interesting because I think pride is about inclusion, but
Yeah.
it's just I feel like for the past several years the community has been dividing. I know they're all trying to get their own rights, whether it's trans or gay people trying to get
Hmm.
married or other people trying to be recognized, but we're still all under that umbrella and we need to realize that's why we were such a strong community was because
Yeah.
we all
We
leaned
need
on
that
each other.
unity.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and we kind of lost that. I feel like over the years because gay men got married and it was like, yay, we got our stuff, so we gonna just step to the side, mind our business. It's like, and the trans women was like, hold on. Trans men was
We
like,
still don't have
yeah, we
rights.
still fighting for ours. Why you sitting in the back seat? We need you to step forward and help us fight for ours. And people do. I'm not saying we all don't. but I never knew a trans person until I got to college. So
Yeah.
that's
I
why
think
it's
I could say the
important.
same too. Yeah, I didn't meet a trans person until I got to college. But I know someone who is now trans, but they weren't back then. So I
Mm.
guess I now know them.
Okay, well that makes sense. So that's just we just want to say happy Pride to everyone out there
Yes.
and just show love. Be there for people. If you have not come out the closet or you don't know what you are, it's perfectly fine to be curious and question and experiment as long as you're safe and you're being true to yourself and not putting yourself in any scenarios where you're uncomfortable. But
Yep.
this episode, while we do recognize Pride, it's a whole month, so we can dedicate a whole episode to all things Pride related and queer
Hmm.
related. So we can do that. But this particular episode, we have some interesting topics. So
Yes.
the first one I'm going to bring up because I know a little bit more about it and I know these queens personally, and if it's right into the spectrum of like Pride in general. So recently, there's been some drama going on in like the drag community. So there's this popular drag show called RuPaul's Drag Race, and basically, men dress up as women or trans people can go on as well. Now they've opened up their audience and their contestants to trans people
Hmm.
to come in and perform. Well, if you watch Drag Race, there's these two queens that's been beefing behind the scenes. Well, on Twitter. I say behind the scenes, but on Twitter in the people's faces. So the two queens, one is named Kim Chi, and the other one name is Eureka. Both well known. Eureka, I think, is trans now, but
Hmm.
Eureka. So to break down the drama, Eureka got online and said that her and Kim Chi were on tour and her luggage got lost. And she asked Kim Chi to borrow some of her outfits. Their aesthetic and drag is completely too different. Kim Chi is more anime slash like just very. She gives you a full visual. She gives you,
Yeah.
her outfits are elaborate. They're not like something you dance around in. Eureka's more of a
Hmm.
dancer slash like flip like kicks and twirls and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's
I feel like
very different.
the costumes really wouldn't line up anyway. So Eureka said that Kim Chi wouldn't let her use any of her outfits because she was still waiting for what was happening with her luggage being lost, and Kim Chi didn't allow her to use it. Well, Kim Chi came out and said, "Hey, me and Eureka are not friends. We've never been friends. We tour together because we're working." And I agree. Just because we coworkers don't mean we
That's
friends.
true. That's true. Let's
Okay?
set boundaries.
Yeah. So
I'm
one
not good at that.
no, I set boundaries, like especially with my coworkers. Like I can laugh and joke with you, but if we're
Yeah.
we're,
And
we're
that's how
coworkers,
Armin is. He is like, it's a very clear division. And I'm like, oh no, be nice, invite him out. He's like, absolutely not.
certain things you don't want to mix and intermingle.
I get it.
So so what ended up happening was after Kim Chi came out and told her side of the story, there's some other drama that started happening because other queens started jumping in and voicing their opinions. So what ended up happening was Bob the drag queen got involved, and some other queens was talking about it. So apparently Kim Chi didn't let her use her or Eureka use her costumes because let's just say she said that Eureka wasn't the best at good hygiene,
Hmm.
and she basically just said that her clothes smell bad. They smell mildewy. She didn't take good care of them. She was known as the
Stinky Queen.
yes, she was the stinky queen on the tour. Everyone knew it. No one really wanted to room with her or have their dressing room next to her because she just did not smell good.
And
You know,
see, I'm
go
like, I
ahead.
was gonna say, I feel bad in a way,
Mhm.
but I also think hygiene is so important, and I don't know how you can like skip over that unless like you have mental health issues and things like that. But
Mhm.
if you are perfectly capable, you're jumping around doing things that's very active, you got to keep up with your hygiene.
Yeah.
And but I think it's also kind of bad because they're talking behind her back. I don't think she knew that
Yeah. She
she was known
didn't.
as the stinky queen, and this is kind of embarrassing now.
That is true. That is kind of embarrassing. But Eureka probably shouldn't have said shit. She should have just talked to Kim Chi Like,
herself and be like,
if
no, I don't
listen,
want to give out my clothes.
if you know somebody, listen. It should actually Eureka shouldn't have said nothing. If she asked Kim Chi to use something and Kim Chi said no, and it's Kim Chi's personal clothes that she spent money on,
Mm-hmm.
thousands of dollars for these outfits. Eureka also said that Kim Chi is delusional about her body, thinking that she's not a plus size queen. First of all, they both are pretty large drag
Mm-hmm.
queens. They're full body drag queens. So I just didn't understand, like, if someone says no about using their stuff, then it should just be done there. You should respect the
Yep.
fact that they don't want their outfits being worn by somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
just felt bad. I just felt bad because, like, I love both Eureka and Kim Chi because
Mm-hmm.
their drag is different, but at the same time they're good at their craft.
Yeah.
It just should have never came to light, and I just feel like certain things just need to. I don't know if Kim if Eureka was just looking for a moment to throw her under the bus, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes if you tour with people and you work with coworkers and you don't want your drama out there, just shut your mouth, avoid the questions, and mind your business.
Yep.
You know, because you knew that girl. She might have known she wasn't the stinky queen, but it's hard for me to believe that she's been around this whole time for all these years and no one's ever said anything to her about a certain
Mm-hmm.
odor.
Especially with how kind of catty these girls are
That's
sometimes.
what I'm
I'm
saying.
like, nobody said anything at all.
Nobody gave you a hint or a warning. Eureka even no Kim Chi even was on a podcast and said that uh Kim Chi was on a podcast and said that Eureka would like talk about how she would shit herself on
But
stage when
excuse
she's
me.
performed. I Yes, or how she just or how she would take her outfits and just not wash them and put them in plastic bags and then go to the next like gig and just take it out of the
Mm-hmm.
plastic bag and put it back on.
Okay. This
Like,
dry cleaning is hard to get when you're on the road.
I don't care. You better find something. You got assistants. I'm assuming they're
Mm-hmm.
getting paid some type of money. But anyway, we're gonna move past that. I think both of these queens are talented and great, and I just wanted
Mm-hmm.
to bring it up because like it's Pride, and I want to celebrate unity, and they just need to
Yes.
squash their beef. Eureka shouldn't have said anything. Kim Chi was only bringing receipts to defend herself, but she
Mm-hmm.
did say she didn't have to say the stinky part.
Yeah.
But but I mean, hey, it's if you're gonna throw shots, you better be
Be
ready
ready
to
for
get
some
shot at.
bullets too. Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, that's here nor there. Kim Chi and Eureka, we love you. Just get it over it. Like, make money, okay? Because as a
Mm-hmm.
drag queen, you're not young forever, and everybody got their 15 minutes of fame. I'm
Yep.
sure y'all will be fine.
And speaking of 15 minutes of fame,
Oh, God.
let's talk about the celebrity Nepo baby that just had her first, maybe of many, 15 minutes of fame.
Okay, what are we talking about? Who are we talking about?
No. Northwest, I feel bad commenting on her because she's a child, but it happened in the public, so
This is
it's
true.
okay if we comment on it.
Yeah, we won't go in. Out of respect, I just want to start
Yeah.
by saying, like, she is a 10-year-old child, but
Hmm.
we are entitled to our opinions about performance. I'm only rating her
Yes,
performance, not her personality, not her as a
exactly. Because
person.
I don't
Is
know much about her, I'll be
me
honest.
either.
I've only watched a few of the Kardashian episodes, and that was mostly against my will.
Yeah, so I just want to state that we have no issues with her. We don't know her personally. We don't follow her. We just saw the video because it went kind of viral at her
Hmm.
performance. So actually, I'm going to play a clip of it so you can hear
Hmm.
the actual performance, okay? So let me just play a moment of a clip of it. Maybe we won't get flagged for it. They can't sue us.
The Almighty King, so enemies beware. Never seen a king of peace with quite so little hair. I better be the main event when no king was before. I'm rising up, I'm looking down, I'm working on my role.
Okay, we stop in there. We heard enough. That's all you needed to hear. Listen, you can start because this is your topic.
Oh, well, I just think you can tell. that there has not been a lot of training, if any, with her singing voice in particular. Like my sister, she would do performances, and she even got as far as to performing at Carnegie Hall in New York. That's a
Oh,
very big thing. Biltmore in Virginia, I believe that's where it is. Like these are big places, and so you kind of know what child singers sound like,
mm,
and that was not it. And so it seems like there was some favoritism going into her casting of that character. And, it doesn't seem like she put in a lot of effort. But maybe
yeah,
this is just her beginning. Like sometimes they need, they're nervous and they need a lot more
stage
training
time.
before yeah, so they can get used to it. Because I know if I was up there, I probably would have pooped my pants and just stood there shaking, like, what the fuck?
Okay, Eureka.
Exactly. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I watched the video several times, different
Mm-hmm.
views because different people recorded it.
Ah.
And again, this is strictly on the performance, right? The first thing I
Mm-hmm.
thought about was one, her costume. She looked like Big Bird. She was not dressed
Yeah.
appropriate for the role that she had. They spent a lot of money on those costumes, and this was not a small production. Clearly, no,
Mm-hmm.
clearly Kanye and Kim Kardashian is not going to
Yes.
put her on like a high school stage. She's on a like Disney production Lion King,
Mm-hmm.
very famous, very well known. She gets out there, she's just wearing shorts, white long socks, some fluffy yellow shoes.
It's giving Kanye. Like the whole
Yeah,
outfit is like you can tell her dad had a part in it,
I'm
which is it's a thing. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. I also am not a fan of Kanye West and or his fashion. So
yeah, same here. I like the costume didn't make sense to me. Her voice was not even super bad,
no,
but
it just was
but
untrained.
true, but at the same time, you have to think about this, right? This is where it's a two-edged sword because I don't blame her for it. I blame her parents for giving her that opportunity without actually asking her, Are you committed to this? Are you going to go to the
Hmm.
practices? Are we going to get you a vocal training coach? Was this prepared months in advance or was it last minute? And based on the
Yeah,
performance, it seemed last minute, and it seemed like
exactly.
for me, it just seemed like she took the place of people that was probably more deserving, people whose
Hmm.
career and their entire like upbringing, was like I audition. I heard that other kids audition, and there some
Yeah,
I
me
think a
too.
parent released a tape of her son
Hmm.
auditioning and what he sounded like, and he sounded great. He sounded good. Um, she just wasn't at that level of quality that some of these kids that spend years trying to get on these Disney stages and make it to Broadway at some point. She will
Right.
probably get better if she wants to go into music, right? Even
Hmm.
the song she did with her dad Kanye, because he came out with a song and she was on it for a little bit, and she was just like
Hmm.
Miss Westy Bestie, and I was just like, she not even trying. Did he literally go in the studio? And parents can be delusional. My dad did the
They
same
can.
thing. He would always be like, y'all can sing damn
Yes, mine too.
Norwell, we could not
Why our
sing.
dad's lied to us? Because
It's
mine literally did
crazy.
that too. He's like, "Oh yeah, you guys can sing. I'm gonna have y'all go up in the church," and I'm like, "No, please don't. I want to stay in the crowd."
Listen, I'm a realist to a certain extent. And my dad would tell my nieces, "You could sing for me." I came home one Christmas and and my niece was in the living room singing, and she sounded bad. And my dad was like, "You sound like an angel." And she sat down beside me. I'm like, "I'm gonna tell you something. I love you. You need to practice more."
I'm sure you're not her favorite uncle anymore.
First of all, okay, maybe I'm not, but like, if someone's building your head up and boosting your head up, that's how you get people that are delusional, people that think they're perfect and they can do no wrong. Like you see it with celebrities, they go in these scenarios and they just feel like I'm the best. No one says no to me. No one says I'm bad, so I must be great. And I'm not
That's
saying
not the case.
and I'm not saying that she's bad, but like you said, you can hear that there's no vocal training. Visually, if you go look up the video, she's not dressed like everybody else on stage.
Mm-mm. It seems like she was plucked from the crowd. Like it would be even. It looks like when the artist brings up somebody from the crowd that's like a super fan,
Hmm.
that's what it looks like. What happened to her? Like, oh my God, North is here. Come on and join us.
I would have even respected it if they
Yeah.
let one, if they still got a kid to perform the song, like an
Mm-hmm.
actual professional, a kid that was working hard and deserved
Mm-hmm.
the position. I'm not sure she didn't deserve it, but I just felt like someone else better was possibly better for the role. I feel like they could have just said, "Hey, we have a special performance by Northwest who wants to perform a song." That will make sense. But like to put her in the full like role and like you can see the lack of, I just feel bad for her because I know as I wouldn't want my child to experience that negativity on the internet. And for the
No.
people that's attacking her personally, that's wrong. You shouldn't attack her and be like she's undeserving, she's trash. I just feel like she example, and I don't want to compare kids because I don't want to do that, but I have to use an example. A perfect example is Blue Ivy, Beyonce's daughter. In
Yes.
her docu-series, The Renaissance, if you want to see it if you've seen it or you haven't seen it, Beyonce said that Blue Ivy would always be at the practices and performances while they was rehearsing, and she would always do all the dances, and she seemed interested. And then she asked if she could be in the tour, have a moment in the tour, and Beyonce said, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna have to work, you're gonna have to do practices, you're gonna have to rehearse. You could
Mm-hmm.
literally see, if you watched the first time Blue Ivy performed,
Yes.
you could
I
see
think a
the
lot of people did.
yes, you could see the nerves, you could see the shakiness, but by the end of the
Mm-hmm.
tour, even by the middle part, you could see she was confident. She
Yeah.
felt more
She was
bold.
stage ready.
Yes, and she was.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take those baby steps to get to that area, well, to get to that moment where you can feel that confidence. But if you just
Yes.
take someone like Northwest and you just throw her on stage without, like, it's a difference between being paparazzi followed and being
Mm-hmm.
on TV as opposed to like performing
Yeah.
live in front of people. So, Northwest, I wish you the best. I hope you get more vocal training. I hope you get more
Mm-hmm.
stage training, and then in like when by the time you 18, you'll be Willow, and you got your whole whip your hair back and forth album out, and people be like, "Remember when she did that? See, that was just her stepping stone, and now she's the next Taylor Swift or the Beyonce or better than all of them." I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. But you gotta start young and you gotta keep with it. And
Yeah,
it just sucks that if she does want to continue doing this, that this was the first splash in the water and it made a pretty big wave.
and I think it also goes to speak in this particular scenario to like status and power and influence. Like I think I'm sorry, but if Kardashian or Northwest walked into a room and it was like auditions and she performed that, I would say, thank you, Kim, but let me pull you to the side. She needs more practice. Get her in some plays. I know she go to a very expensive school, so I'm
Yeah.
sure you could donate some money to the theater department and get her acting or singing in that department and then come back.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I just feel like that should have been done. And I blame production too because I felt like I don't want to say that it was paid off, but I felt like they felt like this would give them more eyes on the actual show if
Hmm.
Northwest was in it. And they
Yeah.
probably knew it would be controversial because I'm sorry, it's hard for me to believe look at her costume and say that production or the what is it, the design team, the
All the
costume,
people
yeah,
involved. Yeah.
involved was like, oh yeah, that's fine. No, those people are very bitchy and picky about what people wear and their vision being executed on stage.
Mhm.
And
So it
that big,
definitely seems like someone definitely took a bribe or
yeah,
some kind of promise of something to get her onto that stage.
because Baby Big Bird costume was not it. I think she is a beautiful young lady. I wish her all the best in her like future endeavors. I just want to see some commitment because people want to blame Kim for not being a hard worker. Like she's like slept her way to the top, and then or
Yeah.
well that video came out, and then the TV show, and then she just dated all these different men. Like I believe Northwest is probably talented, but sometimes you can be corrupt by the
Yes.
industry and environment that you're in. So, love you, Northwest, if you ever become super famous.
Remember us.
You won't. So we should go to the next topic. Speaking of people with bad perception and media coverage and just being hated right now, J Lo is really taking a beating.
From
Like,
every angle.
like the crazy thing about J Lo is like we was rooting for you, and I don't think she's a bad actress. And by no means do I think she's a horrible. Like she's not bad, right? She's not like
Not bad.
super
Yeah.
bad,
She's definitely not on the top of my list of favorites,
of
but
course.
I'm like she's in some movies that I really enjoy and rewatch, so
Hmm.
and I don't
So
hate her performance.
yeah, so there's a few things that's been happening with J Lo. I'm just gonna list a few of them. One, there's a bad perception, or there's a bunch of behind the scenes stories where one, she's been negative towards the media. Like she was on a red carpet, the media was trying to like ask her a question, she didn't even really look at them, just answered the question and kept walking.
Hmm.
um and then there was another instance where like just her career view, she tried to release an album, she recently canceled her tour.
Well, one with the album, she released an album, a movie,
Yep.
and then a movie about making the album.
Oh my gosh, she did really? I didn't know she
Yeah.
released a movie about making the album.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
And I
all three came out around the same time.
and they all got like very negative views and critiques. People just
Oh
being
yeah.
like it wasn't good. I mean, some people probably said it was good. I haven't seen the movie.
Hmm.
I'm just speaking. My input here is just strictly on the fact that like just the negativity around her career right now. There's even
Yeah.
rumors right now that her and Ben aren't working out. Like he's miserable. He's not happy with
Hmm.
her. There's videos of
Yeah.
him like her getting in the car and him slamming the door behind her. But like people have spouts and arguments in the moment. I
It
don't
just sucks when
know.
they're public, right?
Yeah, like people record it and then they throw it out there and it's just like he hates her and it's just like, well, they had an argument. At the moment, he might have hated her.
I know. It's
Who
just
hasn't?
such such a fall, I think, because I think about in the early 2000s, everyone's like, "Oh man, I want that J-Lo booty."
Mm-hmm.
Like they would use her as a beauty reference, and she was in a lot of movies and things like that, and music. And now it's like, oh, you say J-Lo, and everyone kind of gets a look like, yikes.
J Lo needs to hire me. I will be her publicist. The first thing we need to do is
Yes.
get her some acting classes for learning how to talk to
Mm-hmm.
people and interact with people. I'm pretty sure she's been doing it for so many years, so I don't even understand how she don't know how to do it now. I
I
think
don't know.
she just might be fed up. Um, One, I'm gonna say this. This is controversial. You can hate me if you want. She is not big enough to be to have diva actions. You're not Mariah Carey. You
Yeah.
cannot you cannot be a diva like Whitney Houston. You cannot be a diva like Patti LaBelle. You're not that big, and those people were known for being that way from the beginning.
Yeah.
You can't.
But that's the delusion,
Yeah,
Somebody probably hyped her up and she got delusional.
but she used to be humble. I remember like seeing
Hmm.
her in her older interviews and stuff. She was just like, "Oh, I love this." She was funny,
Yeah.
and now she just seems kind of jaded and upset and just like I'm over people. But then you
Hmm.
said you earlier before the podcast we were talking about it, and you said you could understand from her perspective of like people
I
constantly.
Oh yeah, the paparazzi at least, because when you're famous and you become famous, you do sign up for the fame, but you more so sign up for being a musician or being an actor. Like you care about the projects that you're putting out, not about
Hmm.
what people are saying about you and somebody comment on, what are you wearing? Yeah, that would piss me off too if someone stuck a microphone in my face every 20 steps, being like, "What are you doing? What are you wearing? What's your relationship like?" I would get fed up too, and I would have a little celebrity breakdown.
Yeah, no, I agree. I can see that from a perspective of like, I'm not famous. Clearly, I love not being
Yeah,
famous. I'd rather take the money than the fame any day. But
yeah.
I,
I
I,
think most people would.
I get what you're saying. Like, I could only imagine what it must feel like to like, one, you might do movies or music. You're
Yeah.
famous on some level, but everybody that see you feel like they know you on a personal level, but
Or have a claim to you, which
yeah,
is even worse.
but they just know an aspect of you. And I'm not defending J Lo, but like if I walked outside and there was cars following me, cameras flashing in my face, people constantly asking me the same fucking questions over again,
Hmm.
I think I would be pissed. I would be like, listen, I've answered this question 1,000 times. Me and Ben are fine. Like if
Yeah.
you don't have a new creative question that's gonna make me want to answer it or engage, I probably would be a little bitchy eventually. I'm just saying, like, I miss the old days where celebrities was just like, I put out a body of work. My personal life is my personal life.
Hmm.
But
I think some celebrities do it well. And I think
mhm,
for her, it's kind of so well, let me finish one thought and then get to the next. So I think some celebrities do it very well. Like you don't know anything about their personal life and they put out their music, they tour, and then they go into hiding. And same with
mhm,
actors and things like that. Like first person that comes to mind is Hosier to me because I love him, but he'll disappear for 3 years. You don't hear nothing but from that man besides what he wants to put on the internet, which is not much. Like you don't know anything about him besides what he writes in his music, and then he goes away, then he comes out, drops music, tours, and then leaves again. And I
true.
hate it, but I love it because it gives him some quiet, some peace. I'm sure he
Mhm,
can go about his day and not many people will stop and bother him. And then I also think with J-Lo, it's kind of with the documentary and the movies and things that she made, I think that it made it worse for people to invade her privacy because she kind of brought down the veil of privacy to make it like one of the big things in the movies was that she showed her little scrapbook that her and Ben had, and it had love letters from when they first started dating, which is in the early 2000s, and to now. And it was just very personal, which
mhm.
people love. That makes artists feel more relatable to you. But now it's like, okay, now people have all these questions and speculations about your relationship, so if you don't want that, don't share it.
Yeah, agree. Completely agree with that on all levels. You know, I there's also the whole theory or rumor or you said it's true that she don't sing her own songs. I'm not in the music
I believe
industry to
it.
comment on that. I will comment on a personal level, but not like from a professional. Like I know
Mhm.
music and I can tell you that's not her voice. I can just say nothing. You go. I'm gonna comment after you say
Oh,
your thing.
oh no, you can say your part. I'm just, we're pretty 96% sure it's Ashanti singing a lot of the choruses, at least to the most popular songs. Oh, can't remember the name of that one. I just remember the music video. I think it's the one where she had like the juicy shorts on. Not shorts, they
Mm,
were sweatpants, they were pink and had like juicy on the butt.
hmm.
Because everyone was like, oh my God, her ass is amazing. And I totally get it. It was with a rapper. I can't remember. I might be saying it wrong, but um,
Let me go to her. Let me go to her. Oh, stop. Okay. Oh, she put a lot of stuff up, but none of it. You said it was a music video? She got a lot of music. She's been out for
she
so
does
long. It was an old song, right? And you said Ashanti sang. I know this song, but
the chorus. I cannot remember the
the
name of it.
name is
My head
not coming
is
to me.
well, whatever. But
Yeah.
that is the speculation. That is the rumor that she definitely did not sing all of it, or if she did sing it, it was mixed in with another female's vocals, which they did do in the like back in the early 2000s. They loved doing
Mhm.
that. Even on High School Musical, they mixed up Drew Seeley and Zac Efron's voice because Zac Efron's vocals weren't exactly where they needed them to be. So there's no shame
True.
in the game, but you should kind of be honest about it.
This is true. I mean, to be fair, I feel like it's okay. Mm, I think it's okay if you don't sing your own music if you're honest about that you don't sing every verse and every part of the chorus. Because even Beyonce has people who sing on her song and they leave their original vocals of like the person who
Mm-hmm.
demoed the song for her to listen to, and they still use their vocal. The one I can think about, we're not gonna talk about Beyonce because I'll always go back to her as a reference because I just know more about her music and how it works on the back
Yeah.
end. But yeah, J Lo, she not listening to this. I love you. I love your old stuff. Is it All I Have with LL Cool J?
No, that
Is it
doesn't
with
look
Ja
right.
Rule? Is it the song with Ja
I think
Rule?
that is. I think
Oh
that's
my
it.
God. Hold on. I know what you're talking about. I can't play any music because then they'll flag our thing. If you pay more than like 8 seconds or something. I know what you're talking about. J Lo and Ja Rule. I'm Real.
Yes.
That's the name
Okay.
of the song. So
Yes.
yeah,
Love
that is
that
the name
song.
of the song.
I was
So,
like, I just knew it was pink and she was in the sweatpants. So,
but yeah, so I wish J Lo the best. I want her to have a good life. I just think she needs to work on like her presentation and stop being
yeah.
so bitchy to
Hmm.
people. Like whether it's
And or
interview,
just shut everything down, girl. Don't let us
yeah,
know anything. Don't let us know your next move. That's how you find the snakes in the grass.
yeah,
Come
that's
on.
true. Not all good publicity is great publicity. People keep that was that whole thing that
Yeah.
was like bad.
All publicity is
Yeah,
good
good.
publicity.
Yeah, it's good for your career, and that's clearly not true nowadays, anyway.
And people
So
remember everything. So you definitely
yeah,
don't want any kind of publicity now.
that is true. People do remember everything. Speaking, and I don't think she's guilty of like lying about things. Like she hasn't been caught in a lie. She hasn't said, "Oh, that's a lie. I just lied." She
Hmm.
has been caught in a lie. Speaking of lying, we're gonna move past J Lo because I
Let's
love
talk
her
about
music. Go
the main
ahead.
man for lying,
Oh God.
who got caught in 34 counts of lies.
Yes. Speaking of that, yes, Donald Trump has been found guilty on all 34 counts, and I
And it was
mean,
for lying, literally.
yeah,
He
lying.
inflated his real estate. He said it was worth this much, but really it wasn't. But then he would say, "Oh my God, I don't have a lot of." I don't even know how to explain it. I need a diagram. Or like he would be like, "Okay, I have 100 square foot house," but whenever it comes to them inspecting and talking about the property
Value.
value, oh yeah, it's 300,000 square feet.
Hmm.
But then when it comes to paying taxes, oh, it's
Yeah, no.
25 square feet. Don't it's like don't come and look. It's nothing. And so then he stole millions. I don't remember
Hmm.
the exact amount of millions of dollars from New Yorkers. And all I can think about is all those people who are unhoused in New York and how those millions of dollars could have helped their housing.
Yep. And funny thing, wait, the whole thing is he's guilty, right? He can appeal because you always get a chance to
Yeah.
appeal the verdict. But the appeal court, lie to you
Yes.
not, is all black women.
I
And I'm
love
like,
that.
and it's not even like a racist thing. It's just like
No.
they just not. We know black women. They're not gonna put up no bullshit. They
Yeah,
gonna
no.
just be like, listen, you can appeal. We'll hear your case, but they can always revert back to the original verdict and be like, listen, we heard your appeal. We heard your bounce back, and what you're saying is not true.
Yeah, so they
But
can
we
say
have the
it sticks.
documentation. Your people in court said that they really
Hmm.
gave this
They lied for
information.
you
Hmm.
and did all of this awfulness. I think the thing that makes it the worst, like the fucking whipped cream on top of the shit sandwich, is the fact that he could still run for president. Like, felons can't vote,
That's
but this
exactly what
man
I was
is a
about to say.
felon.
That's what I was about to say. You are he is a certified felon now that he's been found guilty. He's appealing, of course, but he is still a felon. And if you
Mhm.
can't vote, then you shouldn't be able to run for president.
But I
Period.
think the founding fathers, I don't think they ever thought we would try to vote for someone who was a felon. Like,
Mhm.
they only had a few rules because they were like, the American people can't be that dumb.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
can't be.
They always felt like certain things were just common knowledge, which now we know is
Yeah.
not really
Yeah.
common nowadays. Like that's true. Like if somebody walked up and was like, "I broke the law. I'm running for president," people would be like, but then again, a lot of politicians probably breaking the law behind the scenes. They just ain't
They
getting
are.
caught. Donald Trump got
Exactly.
caught. So
Mm.
he need to get his shit together And I'm not. I look. I
No, I don't want him to get his shit together. I want him to crash and burn. I'm sorry, that might be a little too political, but no, please keep going down this terrible lane. But then at the same time, the people obviously don't care. The people who love him, they're like, we're gonna rock with him no matter what he does. He could kill somebody on live camera, and I still think they'd be like, yeah, Donald Trump.
But listen, let me ask you a question, because and this is
Hmm.
related to Donald Trump and everything that's been going on with
Yeah,
him. Let's take this and be realistic. This is a perfect example of misinformation,
yeah,
people not wanting to believe the truth, on top of white privilege to a certain extent. Because
yeah. And white supremacy.
Obama wouldn't have got close.
No, they were discounting his birth certificate at every single turn. Even when this man showed them, they're still
Yeah.
like, no, it's fake. He lied. So it's like black people are held to a higher standard. You can't do those same things. If he did even a minuscule pinpoint amount of the stuff that Donald Trump did or
Hmm.
said,
Yeah.
it would have been done for.
And for people to be like, and first of all, mind you, Donald Trump has had multiple failed businesses before he won the first time he was running for
Hmm.
president. And I don't understand how these people that support his antics be like, oh, he's in the White House for me. He represents me. He was a fucking billionaire.
Yeah.
He had The Apprentice. He said
What
some
does he have
crazy
in
stuff.
common with you?
Yeah, like on what level? Even for the basic poor white man that voted for him, I'm like, what do
Hmm.
you think he's gonna do? What do you think he's gonna do? Oh, another people. Also, people would be like, well, he speak his mind. I was like, you think that's a good thing? You want a president to walk into a room full of other world leaders and say some outlandish shit that could ruin our
No, not
reputation
at
with another
all.
country?
Ugh. I mean, our reputation is already ruined. I can tell you,
Yeah,
at least
true.
from Germany's standpoint, I have people asking me all the time, what do you think about Donald Trump? And I'm like, no, he's awful. They're like, oh yeah, he's so stupid. And I'm like, yeah, it's embarrassing. Because
It
they
is.
know the whole world can see us and they see that and they're like, wow, America must be full of bumbling idiots.
I agree. I think it speaks a lot. Like when you choose a leader to represent your entire body of people, you do realize
Yeah,
any mistakes, anything stupid they say, anything they've done in their past is not just people saying that president is dumb. They also say, well, it's a trickle down effect. If these people elected him as president, then how smart are the people in America? You know?
yeah,
And listen, and I ain't giving no pass to Biden, oh dumb old ass.
no.
Him as well. Like I think there should be a cutoff age for how old a president can be.
Hmm.
Like we shouldn't have 90, 70-year-old men running our country. I would cut it off at
No.
55 in my honest opinion. Like,
Yeah, me too. Because why are you have no connection to the things that are actually happening now. They have no real understanding. They might have people who tell them
mhm,
about it, but they don't really understand it. And they were literally growing up and being raised during the segregation time. Like
yeah,
they their worldview, the most important years and brain shaping parts of their years happened during the worst time in one of the worst times in America. Like, I mean,
mhm,
slavery was definitely the worst, but segregation that was
yeah,
pretty bad and recent enough that there's old people still alive today who lived through it and probably participated in it, which makes it
yes,
worse.
very true. So Donald Trump, I don't. I know a lot of people hate him. I don't like what he stands for and the things that he does as someone who is an influencer, and it is scary. To me, it
Hmm.
scares me the amount of people that back this man after so many things has happened and
Yeah,
things he said has come out, things he's done. Like people still back him. It's a lie. Bitch, it went through the court system.
yeah.
How is it a
So
lie? Oh, it was set up. At what point are you just gonna see that this bitch ain't really he ain't riding for you?
no,
And then he's selling
Unless you were part of
Bibles.
the January 6th crew, the
Yeah,
insurrection,
those people.
then he'll ride for you.
No, them people that got locked up and went to jail. Where he
Well,
at
he
helping
said he's
them?
gonna pardon them once he gets in. So if I let that happen, you get to have the insurrectioners come free and Project 2025, which is truly terrifying. I don't know if you've heard about that, but
Yeah, I've heard
it's
about
like
those things.
a manifesto. Literally, it's a manifesto of all the things that they want to do, which is take away the power from all of the states and their
Hmm.
people and give it just
To the
to the
president.
president.
Yeah,
That is terrifying.
that is crazy. He's basically, in my mind, what he's doing. He's trying to do what Putin did.
Yeah.
And Putin, when he got in office, like, look at all the people that ran against him. They're either dead in camps or disappeared.
Hmm.
And if you say something against them, it's just either way.
Yeah.
It's
If that happens,
draining.
you're gonna go ahead and take this podcast down. They
Yeah,
don't need to try to find me.
yeah. I'm over it. I think Donald, you've been found guilty. You shouldn't be able to
Hmm.
run for president. You
Yeah.
you can't work in New York anymore. Your license has been revoked. They're taking all of your property and your assets.
Hmm.
Like,
Maybe Biden should make rules. Like maybe he can make an executive order
oh,
saying that you can't
yeah.
be president.
Mm.
Just put it
But
into the Constitution.
that
They
won't
will
work.
fight him tooth
I
and
was about to
nail.
say it won't work because they will say he's trying to get rid of a rival that's currently running for the next election, and it'll be like, well, he can't do it because, well, he a felon.
I'm like, it's. I feel like it would be. He could do it, but of course, there's going to be a lot of
I,
pushback, and there's a lot
I,
of people who are pushing for Trump to be in office.
true.
So,
I'll tell you this. This is exactly. I'm not okay. This is hypothetical. I don't know the future. I don't want Donald Trump to win, but if Donald Trump wins, I can guarantee you this dumb. So this is exactly how I think it's gonna go. Donald Trump is going to, if he wins presidency, I'm speaking hypothetically. I don't want him to win. I'm not voting for him. But if
yeah,
he
hopefully
wins,
not.
he's going to literally, after a few months in office, maybe the first day, he'll just be like, debt, America's debt, gone. I erased it. We owe no one any money. We don't owe money at all. The deficit is done. And then China's going to be like, hold on. You owe us several billions of dollars. You know, all of our allies are going to be like, well, we lent you money. What's going on with that? It's here
We're
nor
gonna have the
there.
rest of the world knocking at our door if he does that. So,
And that is crazy because I always wonder who do we owe money to? Like who do we?
everybody,
Yeah, like is it just other countries we
everybody,
borrow money from? You know?
other countries, the people in our country, it's it's a pyramid scheme. Basically, they're all founded in just fakeness. Like money isn't real. It's a piece of paper that we printed people onto. We give it value. Let's say that. Money is not real. It has no true value. If you gave it to an alien, they'd be like, okay, you're just giving us scrap paper. We put value into it. And so that's why I think when they're printing money, they're messing up the system that they built, but they can print as much money as they want because it's not real.
True. But there's this whole mathematical scenario and there's a whole science to like how this money and inflation and
Yeah.
everything
Of course, they
connects.
made other things, but if they wanted to, they could write a check, a delusional check, and have it could be enough money to let everyone who's homeless have a place to stay, everyone who's hungry have food to eat. There is a way to do it. We just choose not to because that would break the Bank of America, not the actual Bank of America, but like America's bank of
Yeah, delusional money.
delusional.
Yeah. Well, Donald in relation to Donald Trump and all of the fiasco, he is guilty. He is now officially a felon, along with everyone that worked with
Woo!
his
Happy
camp,
days.
his little posse of felons.
Hmm.
So, he's not the first president that's been found guilty of something, but I think he's the first like most recent president. Like,
Yeah, and that's trying to rerun
yeah,
those other
rerun.
presidents who were found guilty. They knew to hush up and go somewhere into a quiet corner.
I agree. We'll see what happens, but we've covered a lot of topics you know, this podcast. We went over Pride. Again, happy Pride Month, everyone. Kimchi, Eureka Drama, Northwest Performance, J
Big
Lo's
mouth.
career, and then Donald Trump's. I don't know what's next for him, but his career and his presidency and him now convicted felon. So can't do business in New York no more. Guess he'll come to North Carolina and try to start a
Oh
business.
God, no, please.
He'll
The meme
thrive
of the
here because
office.
that's what
Oh
his
God,
people.
no, please. God, no.
So, is there any closing remarks, Amaya? Anything you want to
Uh,
shout out to or say?
don't be a felon. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking.
Wow.
No, felons are welcome here as long as your crime wasn't too bad. Um, just I have no idea, actually.
Well,
Happy Pride.
happy Pride, and I don't even know how we throw Donald Trump and Pride in the same podcast.
Oh God. Yeah, probably should have done two separate ones.
Either or, we threw Pride in with a bunch of negative shit, but we'll
Yeah.
give Pride its own podcast and talk
Yeah,
about
there's be
positive
some good
things.
things. Yes.
So, thank you guys for listening to the podcast, and we're gonna just sign out. So, peace, bye.
Bye.